So I've got an old Corghi Tyre machine. It was flood damaged. It's actually been under 2 floods. I've been using it, but the gearbox has been dead noisy and recently just seized up. It's got other issues as well, like one of the rams isn't working on the back, which I'm going to sort out eventually. Anyway, I've started stripping it down and I've took the gearbox out. It was a right pain in the arse. But I've got that out anyway. I just had problems because they have 2 little grub screws which go in here, and they're just little flatheads, and they go into the big sort of like splined output shaft. I managed to get one free, but the other one I had to drill it out, so that was a bit of a pain. So anyway, I've got that out the gearbox. I mean, it's a right mess inside there anyway, so I'm going to have to do a bit of a rebuild on it, I think, because they're worth a few quid and they're quite good, the Corghi ones. So, I mean, it all works other than them few issues, and there's a little bit of an air leak on it. And some of the pedals are a bit temperamental, but it'd be good to refurb it a bit. So, yeah, I've got that in bits, and I've got the gearbox out on the bench. So there's the gearbox there. I mean, you can tell bearings are dead noisy. It has actually freed off a bit, but they're well noisy. Hopefully it's just the bearings, but I'm not sure with it being seized up whether it might have damaged the gears, because it's probably full of water in there, because when it's been under the flood, it's been under the flood for a while, so obviously it's got inside there. And that's the bit where I had to drill out, so I'll re-tap that, and I might have to put a helicoil in it, but I'll sort that out anyway. So yeah, I'm going to get that in bits and see if I can measure the bearings and rebuild it. Get state. Definitely had a bit of water in that, hasn't it? Have to have a close examine of all the gears and that, but I think it's three or 4 bearings in it. Well, before 2 big ones on the main wheel, and 2 small ones, and a seal on the tiny one there. Don't sound good, does it? But I don't know, the gears might be alright. Hopefully they are, and it's just a bearing jobby. But I'm in anyway, so I'll get it stripped down now anyway. So I've got it all in bits, and as you can see, them bearings are well dry. They're dead noisy and everything. So there's, like I say, them 2 main bearings, and then there's 2 smaller bearings. That input one's absolutely knackered. But the gears, they look alright from what I can see. I'm going to clean it all off and have a closer inspection, but I think I might get away with full bearing and seals. So obviously I can just measure the bearings, get them dead cheap on eBay. You just measure them up and that. No need to go to Corghi for them. And yeah, I'll get it cleaned up, ready for assembly when I get the bearings. So I'll give it a bit of a clean up. I'm going to get in the parts washer to get it absolutely mint. But yeah, all the gears are all good, so I'm happy about that. This shaft's good as well, so yeah, all good that. Input bearing there was absolutely knackered. The back bearing wasn't that bad, still pretty crap though, so I can get all numbers off that anyway and measure it up. Front bearing on this one, the output shaft, that was really bad. I think that's where it was locking up, as well as the input shaft one. So I've popped that one out. I've got to make a tool to get that out. I'll just do a bit of flat steel with a bit of tube coming out, and then something I can knock with an hammer just to get that out, because my puller won't get in there. There's hardly any space underneath, and the casting's solid there. So little simple tool to get that out. I've got all the shims lined up and that, but I'll make sure it's packed right, because the new bearings might be slightly different anyway on the tolerances. But yeah, I think we're good to go there. So we're going to try and get some numbers off these and measure them up, and order 4 bearings, and then get a load of grease, and then I can slap it all back together. So this one's pretty well in, so check the tool out. So just put that underneath there, and then I can just knock it up with the hammer there, but it's not budging, so I'm going to get a bit of heat on it. Where are you? There we go, she's out with my new tool. Happy days. There we go. Ginger's come to say hello. Whee! So, ended up hoovering all the crap out of the bottom of it. It's absolutely about an inch thick in, like bits of old tyre stuff and that. But I've had to drill an hole through there at the back to get this ram out. So I've got to hoover it out again to get this ram out here, because it was all seized in, all the pins were seized. So I've managed to get the pins out and get the ram out. This is one which is leaking badly. And even got the bracket out of the top as well, because I didn't think it had that bracket and it was stuck up in the post. So I'm gonna get this on the bench and strip it down now, see if I can order some seals for it. Get out! Not the best, that is it. So yeah, it's the right state in there. Obviously, it's been underwater. So I'll order a seal kit and get that sorted. So I'll strip the piston down, and basically the shaft which holds the seal on the end, it's all worn and it's pitted as well. But the main bit is where it's been fully closed. See that there, it's been wearing, and that's been catching on the side of the tyre machine, that because this has not been on properly. So it needs a new shaft really. I mean, I could build that up and put it in the lathe and get it re-chromed, but I'll see if I can get a shaft first. And then the seal's actually alright, it's not really been used much, but the seal in the end, that'll need changing. It's just, it's like a nylon seal held in with a little circlip. So I'll get one of them and give it a good clean up, see if I can get a shaft and then rebuild it. I even ended up tapping the end of it as well, because it was all nilled up. But like I say, it's better getting a new shaft. So I'll see if I can find one on the internet. So I can't get hold of that shaft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it flipped round, and the bad bit at the bottom, that bit there, that will end up going on the seal inside. So when it does actually come through the top seal, it won't be using the bad bit anyway. And I might have to just tap that a little bit more to get another nut on, and then I can bolt that bracket to the other end, and then we should be all good then. But at the minute what I've done is I've just sanded all this rust out of them pitted areas, and I've put the first layer of lacquer on it. I'm going to do another couple of layers with a little brush when that dries, and then I can use wet and dry to flat that off then, and then it'll be all good. So that's my little codge repair which is happening at the minute. One in. It's two in. To get it all well packed with grease now. Clean them shims off and that. Get them off the bearings on that shaft. Nice that. Lovely stuff. One. 2. So I've just got to give it all a right good greasing. Get a little keyway in there, get all the pulley on, and then get the other casing bolted up. She's back together. That feels well nice, that does. No big growling or clunking. That's going to be right, that. Happy days, mate. Just giving it a quick coat of paint. And I mean a quick coat of paint. Proper rough, but it'll look a little bit better. So a quick rough paint. Looks a little bit better. It's not all full of rust now anyway. So now when that goes off, I can start building it back together. So my replacement seals come. So I'm going to get this rebuilt, but before I can, like I say, I've lacquered this, so I've just got to flat it now. So we'll start off with this and work my way down to 1200s and then polish it up. So I'll do that and then I'll rebuild it. Like I said, I'm going to put it in back to front. I'm just going to pack this side out with a couple of big washers, and then it should be alright then. It's a seal in. So I'll put the nut on the end there, and I've got to thread it through, and I can put this big seal on then. It feels alright going past that lacquered bit now anyway. Should work out alright, that. So I'll tighten them two up, and I can thread it all back together with the bottom casing on, and that should do fine, that. Bit of washing up liquid. There we go. Got to get them 4 bolts in now and she's good to go. So on that, that'll do, get it chucked on. Right, well that's the ram on. It's all plumbed up in that. And it was moving quite freely as well. So I think it'll be quite good, that. So I might give it another coat of paint and then build it back up with the gearbox and the motor. Right, so I took a bit of paint on, brought the gearbox over. So about to chuck it on. Not the best of paint jobs, but looks better than it was, like I say. There's the side there as well. So yeah, I think I'll chuck this in now. Get all them bolts in now, get that tightened up. Is that on? Get the motor chucked in now. Just get all them bolts in and nip them up. So that's all the motor back in, tension the fan belt up. So I've got to get the little grub screws in that little air feed, and then I can get the top on then. Just making a little grub screw out of a stainless Allen head. Just putting a slot in it. Two little grub screws in. So, get the top on now. That's it. Get it bolted on. Plumb the pipes on. And give it a whirl, mate. Get all these pipes plumbed in now underneath here. Right, I've plugged it in. So, I'm going to give it a whirl now. I've not put the air on it yet. Look at that! Sound. Happy with that, mate. Hey! Happy days, mate. Magic roundabout. That'll do me. So give that a bit of a lubrication. That's alright. Buzzing. Even got all this working. And the lock off works as well. And we've got the bed. That works. Got the speed breaker, turntable, reverse. So we've put the post down. We've got this lock as well, which works. That's all good. That's all nice and solid, that post now. So that's it. She's all done. Well chuffed with that. Still looks a bit rough like, but it's alright that for a load of scrap, flood damage, that didn't even work. So now I can put it to some good use. First thing is the transit, getting me banded wheels on it. So yeah, happy days. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.